Very good morning, all of you. Yesterday we discussed about reproduction. What are the sexual mode of reproduction? What are the types of asexual mode of reproduction? Now we are going to discuss about sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction. In this sexual reproduction, we are going to discuss about reproductive organs. Reproductive organs. The reproductive organs are male reproductive organs are testes, and the second one is female reproductive organs are ovary. The female reproductive organs are called as ovary. From the male reproductive organs, these organ releases male gametes. The male gametes are called as sperm. And from the female reproductive organs, it releases female gametes. The female gametes are ova. The female gametes are ova. Production of the male gametes from the testes. This process is known as spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis. Genesis means formation or the liberation of the sperm. The process of the liberation of the sperm from the testis is known as spermatogenesis. And the formation of the ova from the ovary, this process is known as ovulation. This is called as ovulation. This is spermatogenesis and this is ovulation. After liberation of the sperm from the male gametes and preparation of the ova from the ovary, the production of the sperm, it occurs in the adolescence stage until the death. These sperms will produce from the males. But at the age of 50 or the 55, this ova won't produce from the ovary. So it will stop at the age of 50 or 55. This process is known as menarche condition. After liberation of the ova and the sperm, these two are fertilized. This is called as fertilization. Fertilization. Fertilization means fusion of male and female gametes. Male and female gametes. The fusion of the male and female gametes is the process is called as a fertilization process. After fertilization process, the sperm and the ova fertilize to form zygote. The zygote will develop into embryo, changes into embryo. Embryo will develop into fetus, fetus to the baby or the offspring. This is the process. Okay, see here, some of the animals, the process of fertilization takes place outside the body. Outside the body. For example, the aquatic animals, they deposited the male and female gametes into their surroundings, into the water for fertilization. So the process of fertilization that takes place outside the body, this fertilization is called as external fertilization. External fertilization that takes place outside the body. Some of the animals, the process of fertilization takes place inside the body. Inside the body. This fertilization is known as internal fertilization. The process of fertilization that takes place outside the body is external. Inside the body is called as internal fertilization. After fertilization process, in females, we will see several developments. What are the developments we will found in females exclusively? After fertilization process, this is a female reproductive system. This is female reproductive system, and this is the part is known as fallopian tube. Fallopian tube. So the fallopian tube, it is the part where the process of fertilization takes place. See here, the process of fertilization takes place here. After this fertilization process, this embryo attaches with the uterus wall. Uterus wall for the future further development. So here, if the attachment, the process of attachment of the fertilized egg with the uterus wall, this process is called as implantation. Implantation process. Implantation. Attachment of the fertilized egg with uterus wall is called as implantation process. After implantation process, inside the uterus, this embryo develops into fetus, fetus to the offspring. This is the development is called as gestation period. Gestation period. See, Nana? See, this is embryo. In this embryo here, can we find any organs or the heart or the four limbs or the head? No. So after attachment of these fertilized egg with the uterus wall, by taking so many nutrients and minerals from the mother, this embryo will develop into fetus and the offspring. This is the period is known as gestation period. Later, the fully developed baby inside the uterus, it releases from the cervical canal or the birth canal. So this is the process is known as parturition. This is the process is known as parturition. So this type of the development we will see in the females only, but whereas in males, here only the production we will see. This is regarding to the sexual reproduction in different animals. See, Nana, ovulation. So the process, ovulation. After ovulation, the second one. The first one is ovulation process, and the second one is fertilization process, and the third one is implantation process, and the next one is gestation period, and the last one is parturition. These are the different processes we will observe here only. See, Nana? In this reproduction, some of the animals, the process of development, with larva stages, this is the development is known as, see, some of the animals, the process of development takes place without larva stages. Without larva stages, due to the presence and absence of the larva stages, the development, it is divided into two parts. First one, the development without larva stages. This development is called as direct development. Direct development. Once, can you find, is there any larva stages to the humans? Do we have any larva stages? No. So, the development of the organisms without larva stages, this development is called as direct development. Whereas the development with larva stages, this type of development is called as indirect development. This is indirect development. The direct development and indirect development, these are the two types of the development we will see. So these two are very important. Don't get confused regarding to the direct and indirect development. The process of development without larva stages, direct. With larva stages, those are called as indirect development. Now, we are going to discuss about some of the important points in the basics of the biology. See this. Now, next one is very important topic in this zoology, that is symmetry. Symmetry. So symmetry means the arrangement of body parts, the arrangement of the body parts in a geometrical design. Geometrical design. This is called as symmetry. The arrangement of body parts in a geometrical design is called as symmetry. In this symmetry, it is divided into so many types. From this, one is asymmetry. One is asymmetry, and the second one is spherical symmetry, and next one is radial symmetry, and the next one is bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. See, these are the different types of the symmetry. The arrangement of the body parts in a geometrical design, this is called as symmetry. See, this is Mahesh sir, biology teacher. See, when we cut my body into two pieces, this is lower part, this is upper part. Is these two similar or dissimilar? Not similar. The parts are same. The size of these parts are become same. But while we observe the arrangement of the body parts, this is the abdomen, leg. When we cut the body of me like this, two parts. See here, this is one eye, another one is, this is nose two parts, lips two parts, and here the body is divided into two equal parts. These equal parts in this one is called as antemeres. So this is the arrangement is known as symmetry. Now asymmetry, see for example, in amoeba, it has no shape. When any plane passing through the body, it cannot divide the body into two equal parts. This symmetry is known as asymmetry. Body cannot divide it into two equal parts when any plane passing through the body. This symmetry is known as asymmetrical animals. Now, spherical symmetrical animals. This is valvax. Example for spherical symmetry is valvax. This is the middle one. See the arrangement of the body parts. See, this is valvax. In this valvax, the body is divided into two equal parts when a longitudinal line or the longitudinal axe passing through the center. This type of the symmetry is known as spherical symmetry. The spherical symmetry, in the spherical symmetry, the body is spherical structure. In this animal, the body can be divided into two equal parts when a longitudinal line passing through the center of the body. This symmetry is known as spherical symmetry. Examples are valvax. And radial symmetry. In this radial symmetry, actually it is divided into two types. One is biradial symmetry and the second one is pentamerous radial symmetry. Radial symmetry, it is divided into biradial symmetry and pentamerous radial symmetry. In biradial symmetry, the body is divided into, example, radial symmetry. The radial symmetry, the body is cylindrical shape or umbrella shape. Cylindrical shape or the umbrella shape. In this radial symmetry, for example, in Hydra, this is the part is oral surface and this is aboral part. See here, the arrangement of the body parts occurs in these animals which is based on the oral aboral axis. When we cut the animal through the oral aboral axis, the body, it is divided into two equal parts, antemeres. This is the symmetry is known as radial symmetry. Radial symmetry, the arrangement of the body parts in a geometrical design in radiating manner in radial symmetry. For example, biradial symmetrical animals. In this biradial symmetrical animals, the mouth of the sea anemone, it is oval shape. In this animal, the body is divided into two equal halves through the two planes. So this is the symmetry is known as biradial symmetry. When we cut the animal through these central axes, the body is divided into two equal parts like this. When we cut the animals through these central axes, the body is divided into two equal parts. So, in the biradial symmetry, the body is divided into two equal antemeres with two planes. That is biradial symmetry. And pentamerous radial symmetry. In the pentamerous radial symmetry, In the pentamerous radial symmetry, this is the mouth. So one plane passing through this body, it is divided into two equal parts. Correct only. And the second one is another plane passing through this body, it is divides the body into two equal parts. And the next one, another plane passing through the body which divides into these parts into two equal parts. And another plane passing through the body which divides the body into two equal parts. And another plane passing through the body divides the organism into two equal parts. See here, this is the first one, this is first one, this is second one, this is third one, fourth one, fifth one. See in this diagram, how many planes passing through the body which divides the organism into two equal parts? 5 planes. The body is divided into two equal parts of the antemeres with 5 planes. This type of symmetry is known as pentamerous radial symmetry. Example is starfish. And the last one is bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. In this bilateral symmetry, see, in this animal, this is called median sagittal plane. Sagittal plane. So, in the bilateral symmetrical animals, the body is divided into two equal parts when the longitudinal axis is passing or the plane passing through the sagittal plane. When any plane passing through the sagittal line, here the body is divided into two equal parts. This symmetry is known as bilateral symmetrical animals. So this is regarding to the symmetry in different animals. Symmetry, body cannot be divided into two equal parts. Body is divided into two equal parts through the longitudinal line through the center. Radial symmetry, biradial symmetry, example, sea anemone. And example for the pentamerous radial symmetry, starfish. This is called as starfish. And bilateral symmetry animals, the remaining all organisms are bilaterally symmetrical animals. This is regarding to the symmetry.